Hello, Shaker Heights varsity softball fans, and welcome in to the Huntington Park field here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shaker Heights taking on Laconia High School, a Wisconsin squad, and Shaker Heights not supposed to win this game, but they're hoping to get off to a good start and create a big-time upset against this Wisconsin squad. Emerson Miller fouls this one back into the backstop, and we are underway here from Myrtle Beach. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is the second game we're broadcasting out here in South Carolina, but be sure to tune in as well tonight. We've got some more baseball coverage for you. We're covering 3 baseball, 2 softball. Next pitch over to Miller. This one just a little bit too down low, and we even up the count at 1-1. Umpire already calling a pretty solid stuff back there. That was a good call on the ball. This one, ooh, close, but called that one outside as well. Laconia, one of those squads that you gotta be wary of, and the reason being there was a state runner-up last season for the state of Wisconsin. Ooh, Miller fouls this one right into the Laconia dugout. Luckily, everyone able to duck out of the way soon enough. First baseman goes out to get it. That was Taplin. And Miller playing a good game now in a 2-2 count. Nobody out, lead off. Here we come. Next pitch over to Miller. This one fouled away as well. Miller fighting out there. Honestly, it's pretty great at bat for the very beginning. Schultz, your pitcher here today. We're number 11 for the Laconia squad. The Spartans, they are. Pretty much use the same kind of logo as the Michigan State Spartans, the Case Western Spartans, but you just got to make them that dark green kind of color that Michigan State is. Here, Emerson takes, works it to a full count. Very good start to this game. For the baseball game yesterday, Nate Landover started off with a walk. We'll see if Miller does the same thing, but oh, just cuts through. A swing and a miss, and there's strikeout number 1 for Schultz. Up next would be the sophomore Harper Thornton, wearing number 36 on the back of her jersey. And hopefully she's able to get them on board. Squatting down, a harsh batting stance, but here's just going to take it successfully for ball number 1. Shaker Heights, a squad playing their very first scrimmage out here in Myrtle Beach. Again, not supposed to be a win, but with their woman on the mound being Scout Harvey, you never know. Harvey, one of those people that are new to the Shaker Heights squad, and you're going to see just how quality she is to this Shaker Heights squad. I mean, she is going to bring the heat when it comes to the pitching standpoint. This pitch down low from Schultz. Thornton takes it. Count goes 2-1. 0-0. We're just getting started out here in the top of the first here at the Huntington Park field. This one fouled off over to the right side, back near that Spartans dugout. But yeah, out here in Myrtle Beach, as we said yesterday during the baseball game, all these different fields here at the Ripken Experience based off of all these major league parks. And this one, a very interesting one, Huntington Park. Here's the next pitch. Ooh, flown up into the backstop. There's ball number 3. And once again, we have a payoff pitch upcoming as we count it down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top half of the first inning. But yeah, Huntington Park, very interesting dimensions. It was the former home of the Boston Red Sox back in the early 1900s. Here, this one up high. Thornton going to be able to draw the walk early on. So 1 walk, 1 strikeout issued from Schultz. And Shaker Heights going to be able to find their first base runner on at first. Good stuff early on. And out now will be the batter, Reagan Anderson, number 27 on the back of her jersey. And the first pitch to her. This one up high, held up just barely. Anderson, one of the bigger players on the squad. I'm not saying it's like a C.J. Anderson or C.J. Landrum kind of player from the baseball squad. It's not that kind of big. It's just a very tall player in the form of this Anderson player. So this one taken for strike 1. 1-1 your count, 1 away with 1 runner on over at first. Keep in mind, in the game of softball, can't take a lead until the pitch is thrown. Here's the next one from Schultz. There, a swing and a miss. Bit of a weird little swing that time, going under the ball, but that pitch also quite elevated up to the shoulder height. Schultz already up to 16 pitches now. Anderson bat above the head. And here, taken. Strike 3, bit low, but the umpire rules it as he sees. And here, Anderson goes down looking. And up next is going to be Emerson's sister, Eleanor Miller, in the 4 spot. The right-handed hitter getting set to not let Thornton get stranded over there at first. 2 away now here in the top half of the first inning. And we'll see how Miller's able to play this one. First pitch to her. Swing and a miss. Healthy hack at it. Shakerites, of course, in their red tops, black pants. Honestly, a clean look for the Shaker Heights softball squad. For Laconia, black pants as well, but as we said, those green tops. And here's the next pitch over to Miller, just outside, maybe a little elevated as well, but I believe that outside pitch caused it to be it. So now we even up at 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away out here at Huntington Park. Next pitch over. This one fouled back into the backstop. But yeah, as we said, Huntington Park, the ball field here today. And the interesting thing, you got 182 out to dead left. 182 out to right. 203 out and left, but then when you go dead center, you got 307 feet, and it's going to be this person at the plate. It's going to be her job when we come back now, as this one, strike 3, swinging through it was Miller, and so with that, 1 runner left on, being in the form of Harper Thornton. So it's going to be, I believe, 3 Ks. So she did strike out the side, but Schultz did issue 1 walk. So we'll see how this one plays out. A lot of swings and misses from Shaker Heights early on, swinging at the high pitches. And we could see Miller telling the dugout that she's pitching it up high, and you just got to be wary of that as a hitter. So now we will take a minute, and we're going to take the break for the middle of the first, as Laconia is going to get their first chance up at bat, and that's going to be Scout Harvey taking her spot on the mound. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Huntington Park at the Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Emma Bone and the shortstop in the leadoff spot for Laconia, but as we said, it's going to be hard to get some base knocks off of the pitcher number 17, Scout Harvey. First pitch in there for strike 1. Good start for Harvey. Harvey throwing about 60 miles per hour, and they're also going to get the call. Strike 2. She's throwing some gas early on, and Bone not ready for it. Number 24 on the back of her jersey in the green and black. This next one, cut on, sent right to the shortstop, and Emerson throws on. Ooh, that one just missed by Anderson. It was Emerson Miller on the throw just about on target, but Anderson just thrown off of first, and so it's going to be Bone reaching safely on the 0-2 knock. Going to be reaching on the error per our game changer. Harvey with the next pitch here. Bunt situation. Gentili with the throw down. And it looks like Bone going to reach safely on the steal off to second. So already 0 outs. Runner in scoring position for Laconia. Let's see what's next for Scout Harvey. Next offering. That one in there. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out now to the batter. Batter number 9 out in center field. Harvey not letting the base runner affect her just yet. Westfall, the batter. Now 2 balls, 1 strike to her. Harvey with the underhand pitch. This one knocked through. Looks like that'll find the gap in between short and second. Eleanor Miller going to send this up just above the head of Gentili. Run scores, and it's going to be an RBI knock for Westfall. Still no outs, but Laconia able to knock in there first. 1-0, the home squad pulling through. Still runner in scoring position, but 1 run tacked on. Gonna roll it as a single, but able to advance on the high arcing Miller throw. And here, Gentili just gonna get back to it. The throw down to third. And it looks like here, Westfall will be able to advance off to third. And so, runner deeper in scoring position now. Still nobody out in the bottom half of the first inning. Next pitch over from Harvey here. Bunt situation, though. This one popped up. And that's going to go foul off to the left side over near where your camera lies. Ball delivered back over to Harvey. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out just yet here in the bottom half of this first inning. Johnson, the batter, but already deep in the count. Harvey on the 10th pitch here goes up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Laconia up 1-0. Again, runner-up of the state of Wisconsin last season. They're supposed to win this game, but Shaker Heights looking to do some damage. This one grounded over to second, just missing it was Chevreau. Bringing it back in is Miller, but there's going to be an RBI single for Johnson. Number 13 reaching. They are going to rule it as an error. Just misplaying it with Chevreau. Already 11 pitches down is Harvey. We're going to see how this next one reaches. To number 00, it's Moorer. First one over. And this one lined in the left. That one's going to get down as well. Thornton handling it. Eventually able to get it right back in to the third baseman, James. Shaker down 2. 2 runners on now for Laconia. Lemke, the new batter in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Harvey to her. This one going to be grounded over. Can they turn 2? It looks like they have the chance, but the throw just a little bit too late. So they will get the first out of this bottom half of the first inning. Still double play opportunity, but now runners at the corners, first and third, with Johnson over at third. It's Lemke over at first. RBI opportunity here for number 40. And here, grounder over to the near side, right over to the Red Raider dugout. And here, Kopf, the batter. 0-1 count early on. Still only 1 away. This one fouled up and over into the netting. That one's going to reach the trees and roll on down. That's going to be an adventure for whoever wants to get it. Looks like it's going to be a Laconia fan to go get it. 0-2 your count now. Strikeout situation here for Harvey. This one a little bit up high. Taken for ball 1. Good watch by Kopf. 2-0, Laconia with a lead on 2 hits and 2 Shaker Heights errors. And now here's the 1-2 delivery. This one grounded over to the left side. Good work there by James. The throw just a little bit too much under it. Wasn't able to deliver it over to first in time. And so reaching is Kopf, and looks like run number 3 going to come in for Laconia. Oh, but it looks like actually they were out over there at first, so there's out number 2. This one lined in the left, Thornton there. And reaching is going to be the runner from first to second. So Wersinski allowing the Shaker Heights defense to, I don't know, suppose they caught them lacking on defense. Didn't exactly see where they were going. And so with that, Laconia able to have 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 are away. Gentili catching that one for strike number 1 here on Schultz. The pitcher today for Laconia now steps in at the left-handed hitter's box. RBI opportunity, looking to extend this lead to 5 if she can. This one down low from Harvey. Harvey now up to 20 pitches. Pitcher against pitcher here. Harvey still locked in. This pitch down low. Gentili checking the runner over at third. Lemke taking a little bit of a hefty lead, but she'll get back without a throw. 2-1 goes your count. 2 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. 3-0 Laconia with the lead. And still threatening with 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the next offering. This one, a swing and a miss from Schultz. And now 2-2. Even goes your count. 3-0 game. Harvey looking to keep it at the 3-run deficit and get out of a little bit of a jam here. Next offering here, Schultz pops this one up, and that one's going to get through in a shallow center. Miller going to try the throw off to home. Ooh, almost got the runner coming in, but yeah, it's going to be an RBI single and reach. RBI single and advancement from Schultz. Good liner, just hit the gap. Out in shallow center. And now it looks like they're going to get a pinch runner in for Schultz because she's going to work her way into the dugout so she's able to pitch coming out of this one. Because 2 away, Schultz now comes off, new runner on. But still that runner over at second, runner in scoring position. 5-0 Laconia with a lead. This one skied up into right. That's one's going to soar on out of play, almost into that Laconia bullpen off to the right side. 1-1 goes to your count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away for Pluim. Number 20 standing in the right-handed hitter's box. Bat on the shoulder. Now raised up above the head as the pitch delivered. Inside and low on Pluim. Pluim, the catcher in today's affair, able to ground this one just past the glove of Harvey. Handling it there was Miller, but the throw just gets past Anderson, and it's going to work its way into foul territory. Has to get it back, and the run will score from second, as that's also going to be, I believe, a reach on error. It looks like we're also going to get a pinch runner for the catcher. And now we're going to get a mound visit for Shaker Heights. Still 2 away, but now a 6-0 score. And now your box score shows 3 errors for Shaker, but also 4 hits for Laconia. And right now, Laconia proving as to why they were the state runner-up of Wisconsin last season. Shaker Heights on the other side, their offense went down on 3 strikeouts. They did walk with Harper Thornton taking a good AB. That's the thing, all the ABs were actually quite competitive. But Schultz did get the better of him in the end. Here, the pitch down low. Gentili just going to get back to it. Won't allow the second baseman runner to move forward. Myrtle, your batter, wearing number 22 on the back of the jersey. And here's the next delivery from Harvey. This one down low. It's going to just get past Gentili, but the runner at second will stay put. 6-0. 2-0 count, 2 away here in the first inning. Here at Huntington Park. Here's the next pitch. That one right down Main Street for strike number 1. Luckily for Miller, nothing too crazy out in the center field. She has had to deal with a couple of plays, but they've mainly all been in shallow center. Here, handled by James. James threw on the first, and they rule it safe over at first. Runners at the corners. Bit of a high arcing throw that time from James, and so they're going to be able to reach. Myrtle going to be ruled as an infield single, so runner at first is Myrtle. Runner at third is Moorer. And there's strike 1 called off to Taplin. Harvey up to 32 pitches. And now here a swing and a miss. There's strike 2. Strikeout can help out the Red Raiders build confidence back. Harvey yet to get a strikeout. But here, able to get her first. A bit late. 6 runs coming in that first inning off of 5 hits and 3 defensive errors from Shaker Heights. But we'll see how their bats can work back into this one in the top of inning number 2. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Leading the Red Raiders off here in the top half of the second inning is going to be the catcher, Juliana Gentili, number 33. She's done well so far from the catching standpoint. She's going to get her first chance to prove herself up at the plate. First one off to the plate, taken for ball number 1 up high. 6-0, Laconia with the lead after the first inning. Shaker Heights looking to bounce back, but here taking for strike number 1. Oh, it went away. Oh, that's awful. Gentili here on the 1-1. Swings through for strike number 2. Again, Shaker Heights in the first inning went down with 3 strikeouts. They did walk with Harper Thornton, your left fielder in today's affair, in that 2 spot. But after that, yeah, the 2 straight strikeouts ended the threat. Next offering off to Gentili. Swings through the upstairs pitch. And again, a lot of the upstairs cheese from Schultz, getting the Red Raiders to bite at it. And so Harvey will be your next batter. Now 4 strikeouts, 3 straight for Schultz. And there, swing and a miss from Harvey as we begin her AB. 0-1 your count, 1 away here. Nobody on right now for Schultz, the pitcher. Scout Harvey doing honestly pretty well from the pitching standpoint. Laconia, of course, as you can see, just A squad that deserves to be a runner-up in the state of Wisconsin. That's what you have in front of you. Even though Harvey's been pitching just fine, they've been able to beat her. Right now, Harvey's thrown 34 pitches, 24 of which were strikes. That one just missing out. That moves it to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Way to watch here. In an 0-2 count, that moves up to 1-2. One away here. Next pitch off to Harvey, taken just a little bit outside as well. And so with that, Harvey builds this back up to an even count from 0-2 to 2-2. Schultz set to deliver pitch number 30. This one a bit too up and in on Harvey. So now we work our way to a full count. We count it down, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. In a 6-0 game, Harvey trying to get the very first base knock for Shaker Heights. And here's the next offering from Schultz. Swung at one up high and away. Again, the up high pitches. The bread and butter right now for Schultz. Especially against this Shaker Heights team who continues to take the hack at it. That's 4 straight strikeouts now from Schultz. Putting on a good show up against the Red Raider softball squad. First pitch off to Hauk. And that one swung through for strike number 1. Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning and strike out the side in order is Schultz. It's Hauk's job not to let that happen. This one fouled off over to the right side, over to the Laconia dugout. Batter number 7 in the order. Your right fielder in today's affair. Chevreau and James would be the next 2 to cap off the order. 6-0, Laconia with the lead. Next pitch over to Hauk. This one swung through on a pitch upstairs. And once again, Schultz able to get the swing and miss on an upstairs offering. So with that, with 5 straight strikeouts from Schultz, Shaker will go down 1-2-3 in the top of inning number 2. And Shaker Heights will have to lock up on defense to try to keep this one within striking distance. 6-0, Laconia leads after 1.5. Alrighty, 6-0 here as we begin the bottom half of inning number 2. Harvey with 34 pitches, 35th offering to start us off here. Fouled away off to the right side. Also, just got a correction from head coach Tori Rosen. Just found out that the 2 Millers on the squad aren't related, and that's a mistake I've been making for a couple of years now with their field hockey squads. Glad someone said something now as we're calling softball. Good thing to note. 6-0 is your score. Laconia now with 2 strikes on the batter, Taplin. Harvey looking for her first K, or excuse me, actually, her second K. Just finished off the last inning with 1. Hopefully she's able to build some momentum off of that strikeout and maybe get back-to-back ones here. With a 1-2 offering, here it comes. That one inside, called strike 3, and so back-to-back Ks offered from Scout Harvey, and so there's your order for Laconia. So we go back up to the top. It's going to be Bone, the shortstop, batting number 24. Able to reach on an error her first time. So technically 0 for 1, but a run to her name as well. This one skied up into right field, and this one should be getting over Moorer over there in right, and here it looks like it'll go for a triple. And there you go. First base knock of the new bottom half of inning number 2. And so there you go. Runner in scoring position, but one away. We're the batter number 9. Bone now 1 for 2. She stands over at third. First offering off to Westfall, who's 1 for 1 on the afternoon so far. Westfall looking for the RBI knock, going 2 for 2. Harvey looking for another K if she can get one, or at least just another out. But with here, a foul bunt from Westfall. It'll go out and be strike number 2. 0-2 count, 1 away here in the bottom half of the second inning. 6-0, Laconia leads. Shaker Heights looking to throw up a defensive 0 in the bottom half of the second. And here, this one fouled back off into the backside netting. Last 2 outs have been Ks for Harvey, looking for number 3 here. Trying to counter what Schultz has been able to do on the other side with 5 straight strikeouts. Harvey, a lot of competition. And here, this one, just missing outside. Up against the batter, Westfall, 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Next pitch on the 1-2. This one fouled off to the right side once again. Staying alive is Westfall. Harvey, however, continuing to have her in this 1-2 count. 1 away, 6-0. Laconia with the lead. Trying to keep it there is Harvey. Harvey gets the signal. Makes the motion. Now here's the pitch. This 1-2 delivery upstairs. 2-2, we're evened up. Dude, that Miller stuff shocks me, dude. I've been calling that for years. Huh? And now this one popped up. Off to Anderson. Anderson unable to handle it. It'll move into foul territory, but after Anderson had touched it, so that one's going to go, I assume, maybe as an error, but maybe an infield single. It was just out in front of her in that weird spot where wasn't really able to handle it. They're going to rule it an infield single. Runner will not advance off from third, so with 1 away, runners at the corners. Laconia looking to extend the lead. Here is the bunt off to Harvey. Harvey going to handle, throw off to first, and it'll miss Anderson, get on by her. And so the right fielder getting there first in Hauk. And even Johnson able to move all the way up off to second. So 2 runners on at second and third. 7-0 goes your score with 1 away. I'm going to rule it a reach on an error. Going to be error number 4 on the Red Raiders defense. However, still 7 hits for Laconia. Harvey's 48th pitch now off. Excuse me, that was 49. 50 to come now. 7-0. Spartans with the lead, looking to extend it here with a base knock, and that one sent right up the middle. Miller going to handle it out in center field, dribble it for the moment, but now the throw back in and able to advance is Moorer off from first. Excuse me, I believe I also made a defensive error off for Shaker. The right fielder for Shaker earlier was Hauk, when I believe I said it was Moorer, who's playing off in right field for the Spartans today. So Moorer with a 2 RBI knock up the middle. Here in the bottom of the second, moves this score up to 9-0. Harvey without a check to the runner at second. Here a knock up to Miller. Miller over at short, handles the throw on the first, and there's out number 2 in inning number 2. Up next, number 40 for the Spartans. Number 40 being Kopf. 0 for 1 on the day. I believe reached on an error earlier on. His first offering fouled off up and over the netting behind home plate. 0-1 begins your count. 2 away. Runner in scoring position is Moorer over at third. This one called strike 2. Harvey, just like the last inning, looking for a strikeout to conclude the inning and bring her off to the dugout. Next offering, this one cut on. That's going to find the gap and reach it way out to Hauk over in shallow right field. There's going to be another base knock, and your score goes 10-0 with Laconia in the lead. Moorer coming in to score, 0-2. Was your count on the base hit. 4 runs now in for Laconia here in the second inning. Getting their 10 runs on 9 hits, 4 defensive errors. Here, this one pitched up high. Helmet height for the batter, Wierzinski. 1 for 1 on the day, looking to go for 2 for 2. Maybe even knock in Kopp from first. Here's the offering. That one in there for strike 2. And again, looking for that K to get her back off to the dugout and take a little bit of a rest. Here it comes, and this one grounded over to third, just under the glove of Chevreau over at third. Let me recap for you on defense. I think I made a couple of errors for Shaker Heights so far, so we're going to reiterate as this score goes 11-0. Laconia in the lead. Wierzinski goes up to second. Next batter up for Laconia. But yeah, on defense for Shaker Heights today, just to reiterate, we have Hauk over in right field. We have Eleanor Miller out in center. Harper Thornton handling the duties over at center. Your infield today going to be Reagan Anderson over handling the duties at first. At second is James Emerson Miller, who not related to Eleanor Miller, over there handling the duties at short. Chevreau at third. Behind the plate, Juliana Gentili here. Pitch down low. Ball 2. 2-0 your count. 2 away here in the bottom half of the second inning. 11-0, Laconia with the lead. Again, runner-ups in the state of Wisconsin last season. This one hammered out into deep center field, and that's the kind of hit that is going to get deep out into the 307 dead center part of the field. And here, they're going to keep the Laconia runner in, and she's going to score on an inside the park home run. First inside the parker we've seen here in Myrtle Beach, and here it's going to come on pitch number 62 from Harvey. And here we're going to get a mound visit. Harvey heading back into the visit. Clearly frustrated with the score as it lies, but again, Harvey has honestly been pitching some nasty stuff. And against some of these GCC opponents, she's going to be lethal up against teams like Heights. Those are the games where you have to win. Shaker Heights did win 4 of those GCC games last season. They beat and swept Cleveland Heights in their 2 games. They swept Euclid in those 2 games, just like the Shaker Heights baseball squad did. The difference is the baseball team was able to snatch one other win. It was against Menor at home. Shaker Heights, I believe, unable to snatch away any others from the GCC squads. Laconia actually last season started off their season against a GCC opponent. Yes, they're from Wisconsin. They must have played in an out-of-state tournament. They played Brunswick and actually beat them. I believe it was by 12. It's either 12 or 11 against Brunswick. Harvey still in there after the mound visit. 1-0 your count on the ball. This one lined off into right in the shallow right field. How gonna get to it? And there you go. The single for the catcher. Gonna get the pinch runner with 2 outs. So she can get the gear on. Megan Myrtle going to be the next batter. But Pluim, I believe, actually got a little bit of an argument as to whether the head coach would get in the next guy. And here, this one lined in the right, but it looks like it'll get down foul. Oof, almost hitting a dad out there in right field. Luckily, just able to get out the way. 13-0, Laconia with the lead. Runner on over at first. Merkel, 1 for 1 on the day, but facing a 1-1 count here up against Scout Harvey. Next offering. This one grounded over just between short and third. Chevrolet nor Miller were able to get off to it. And so runner moves up into scoring position. Runners at first and second. Merkel at first, Pluim at second. 13-0 Laconia with the lead. But keep in mind, 2 away. Next pitch, this one down low. It'll catch the strike zone, just barely. 0-1 to begin the count for Taplin. Harvey's next pitch just misses the mark. 68 pitches now for Harvey. And again, Harvey's strike-to-ball ratio has been just fine. Here, the pitch down low on Gentili. But Gentili able to keep the ball in front of her, and that's what makes a phenomenal catcher at any high school level, is just keeping the ball in front of you. Yesterday, the baseball team struggled with a couple of those with balls down in the dirt, especially because they had a massive backstop behind them. And a lot of field behind Michael Coxon, who was the starting catcher for the baseball squad. Here, Gentili, your starter for the softball squad. This one down low, gonna draw the walk, is Taplin. So bases are loaded, still 2 away with a 13-0 score. And so Taplin, 0 for 1 on the day. She is the bottom half of the order. You can assume they're related, the 2 Taplins there. Here, able to get the force out at third. And Harvey shaking her head as she comes back over. But keep in mind, out of the pitches that she has thrown, 72 pitches, which is, of course, a lot for 2 innings. But out of the 72, 48 have been strikes. And she's got to understand that a lot of the pitches have been very, very solid. It's just against this tough Wisconsin runner-up squad that sometimes you just got to understand that the other team will be getting some hits off of you. But for this one, Laconia up 13-0 after 2 innings. Thank you very much for joining Vaughn Ullum on the call as we make our way into the third. Shaker Heights looking to get their first base knock here in the game. Chevrolet to lead it off here for the Red Raider offense. Here, swing and a miss. Here's strike number 1. Again, Schultz with 5 straight strikeouts, 6 to her name. Did issue 1 walk over to Thornton. But again, a lot of these ABs have been battles. And we'll see if Shaker Heights can get their very first knock here in the top half of inning number 3. Chevrolet, the second baseman, listed in today's game. And here, a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that's now 6 straight for Schultz. It's getting to that point where it's rather impressive on Schultz to get 6 straight strikeouts. Now James, the next up. Bottom part of the lineup, number 9 in the 9-woman order. Good eye from James, taking ball 1. 1 away here. 13-0 Laconia with the lead. Shaker looking for their first hit of the game. Next offering to James, and this one swing and a miss on an upstairs pitch. And again, as we said earlier, bread and butter for Schultz has been the elevated stuff. Shaker Heights just continues to bite on it, and here another one up high, able to draw the swing and miss, and that's going to be strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to James. Wearing number 31 on the back of her jersey. Next pitch to her. And here, another upstairs pitch. We'll get another K for Schultz. So first time through the order. 9 batters, of course. 8 strikeouts. 1 walk. Hopefully Thornton can keep it up with the walks. She's now in the on-deck circle. Emerson Miller to lead us off now as we get it back up to the top of the order. But here, 2 away. Here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Up high, ball taken by Miller. Hopefully second time through the order. Hopefully we can get some adjustments from the Shaker Heights squad. Hopefully they understand that they're going to be seeing some up-high stuff. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. They actually ruled it. Scoreboard says it's 0-2, but I believe they ruled the first pitch as a ball. And indeed. Scoreboard got it wrong. Assistant coach of the baseball squad, Mike Scott, running the game changer, doing his job perfectly. Miller now in a 2-1 count. Next pitch, this one fouled off over to the right side. That one's going to get out of play, and I believe dribble its way into the little pond over there in foul territory. 2-2 your count, 2 away. Miller on the 2-2. Here it comes, and another fight off as this one goes foul up and over the fan benches. Reaches its way into the grass just in front of the trees behind us. Schultz nearing the 50 pitch mark. Miller giving her some work out there on the flat mound of the softball field. Of course, that's one of the differences of baseball and softball. Here, called strike 3 on Miller. And make it now 9 straight strikeouts. Or excuse me, 8 straight strikeouts for Schultz. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. So with that, Shaker Heights goes back on defense. And of course, if this one goes with the 10-inning differential after 5, I believe we would get that mercy rule, but we'll see how this works out in the scrimmage here in Myrtle Beach. Thank you very much for tuning in. 13-0, your score with the Spartans leading over the Red Raiders. Bottom of the 3rd, coming your way. Vaughn Ullum on the call from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A little bit of a different defensive makeup out here for Shaker Heights. Looks like we've got a little bit of a defensive change with Harvey coming out. Miller now over at third. Emerson Miller switching from shortstop over. Harvey now over at short with Marissa Milgram handling the duties on the mound for Shaker Heights now. Not exactly the fastest stuff. We'll see how this one comes in. It'll be ball 2. Off to Bone. Gentili's still the catcher, just making sure it's kept in front of her. Bone 1 for 2 on the day, number 24 on the back of the black and dark green uniform. And this one lobbed up back in there for a ball 3. They roll it strike 1. Now here another one. That'll go down that time as ball 3. 3-1 goes your count. Nobody out yet. Here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Next offering on the 3-1 here. A knock over to short. Harvey handles, and the throw from Harvey, looks like that will go as out number 1. Good throw off from Harvey. And that's the good stuff from Harvey. We already saw her throw over 70 pitches from Harvey through the first 2 innings. But now as she's handling the duties over at short, you can see her throws across the diamond aren't exactly the rainbow type of stuff. Here a pop-up right over to the first baseman, Anderson. And Anderson able to handle it for out number 2. So 2 back-to-back outs. I believe that's the first time we've seen this here in the 3rd inning. Milgram able to draw a little bit of odd contact off of some different pitching. There was a pop-up over to first. 1-0. Here's the delivery, down low once again on Gentili, able to keep it in front of her. Westfall 2 for 2 on the day so far. All reaching on singles, but keep in mind, Westfall has also been able to score 2 runs and also to knock one in as well. Here, not an RBI situation. The 3-0 delivery. This one knocked up and just into shallow center. That one's going to get down for another single. And so Westfall, their 2-hole hitter, goes now 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Still 2 away. Laconia with the 13-0 lead. And this one lined off into center field as well. First pitch, first contact for Moorer. Also going 3 for 3 on the day. And those 2- and 3-hole hitters, your main contact guys, off for Laconia. A lot of guys for Laconia have been reaching on errors. Right now, defensive errors up to 6 for Shaker Heights, but 14 hits for Laconia so far. And this one just getting through, short and third. That's going to score 1. The runner from second in scoring position reaching off to home. Your score goes 14-0 here with 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd. Moorer as well going 3 for 3. This one grounded off to the second baseman. That's going to be an easy ground out handled by Chevreau. And there we go. Shaker Heights down by 14 after 3 innings. If the mercy rule is intact, we got 2 more to go until this one's just about over. Marissa Milgram handling it well out there on the mound, getting a lot of Laconia contact, but a lot of that has resulted in good defensive plays from the Shaker Heights stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in. We enter into the 4th inning. Vaughn Ullum on the call from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Shakerites still looking for their first base knock in this one. We've got 8 straight strikeouts for Schultz. This one fouled off into the back netting. Thornton, first time through the order, the one to not get struck out. She walked her first time up. We'll see if she's able to draw another. 0-1 on their first count here. This one dribbling over off to the pitcher Schultz, able to throw her out over at first. And their first out recorded for the top half of inning number 4. So still handling the no-hitter is Schultz. Anderson back in, your first baseman in today's affair. Struck out first time up. And here, taking ball 1. Reagan Anderson in the 3-hole, but everyone from the 3-hole down to the 9-hole went down on strikes their first time. And here, that one's going to catch for strike number 2. 0-2 count to Anderson. And now here, another strikeout going to be recorded on the swing and miss. That time from number 22. So actually, new pitcher is in for the Spartans. Number 22 in for the Spartans. 2 away here. Knock over to left, and that's going to be her very first knock for the Red Raiders. Going for 2 is Eleanor Miller, and Shaker Heights will be able to ruin the no-hitter here in the 4th inning. Good stuff that time from Miller. Able to send that one just in fair territory out into shallow left field. So Shaker Heights now threatening with a runner in scoring position, but keep in mind 2 away here for Gentili. And first offering taken for strike 1. Myrtle, your new pitcher, in for the Spartans. Here's the 0-1 delivery. This one down low. Threatening the steal was Eleanor Miller, but she'll take the skips back over to second. 1-1 goes your count. 14-0. Your score between Laconia and the Red Raiders. Next offering. Bit up high. Gentili takes the hack at it, fouls it back into the backside netting behind home plate. Shakerites threatening with their first run. See if they're able to get in Miller from scoring position at second. Myrtle with her 10th pitch. And this one, another high cheese swing and miss. That's going to be strikeout number, let me check, number 11 on the Shaker Heights offense. And so now Milgram will be taking the mound once again here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullama on the call. We'll be right back with you for the bottom half, where Milgram will be back to it. And here, this one popped up into shallow center. Eleanor Miller getting under it. Good hustle from out there in center. Again, out there in center field, it's got to be a little bit more of a stressful time for Eleanor Miller. Reason being, you got a weird-looking baseball field, or excuse me, softball field. It's based off of Huntington Park, former home of the Red Sox in the early 1900s. The Boston Red Sox played in Huntington Park 1901 to 1912. First pitch in there for a strike. But yeah, this softball field is supposed to be based off of dimension-wise. Supposed to be based off of that former home of the Red Sox. It's where the very first ever World Series occurred, and also where the very first ever perfect game was recorded. And yeah, the dimensions are the weird part about it. And here, for next pitch, off to number 20, Pluim. Going to get past Gentili. Runner will advance from first to second. But yeah, out in left, you got 203 feet. Out in the right, you got 182. But when you look at dead center, you got 307. A lot of field for Eleanor Miller to cover. Next pitch, this one skied up off to shallow right field. And here, handled. So they're out number 2 here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Laconia up 14, runner in scoring position over there at second. This one will probably score unless Miller with the diving catch in and out of the glove. Miller with a great effort in the diving catch in the shallow center. It's gonna get some praise from the Shaker Heights baseball team out here over to my left. I'm going to get a couple claps. Marissa Milgram now up to 18 pitches, through the 18 pitches. She's got 13 strikes, only 5 balls, so she is throwing it right down the pipe. The issue is just it's been very hittable for the Laconia squad. 15-0 goes your score. This one fouled off over to the left side, right into the Red Raider dugout. Taplin, number 15, 0 for 1 on the afternoon so far. Reached on an error, I believe, a couple of times. Shaker Heights looking for that final out to send us into the 5th inning. Milgram with the next offering. This one floated up, swing and a miss from Taplin. 1-2 goes your count, 2 away. Runner on first is Myrtle, your new pitcher who was just in for Laconia, now stands at first. Next offering from Milgram. This one swung on, and a liner back up the middle for Miller. Handles it, able to keep Myrtle only moving up 60 feet. She'll move up to second. Taplin over at first. Another RBI opportunity, this time for the sister, Taplin number 14. Now here a block by Gentili, getting in front of it. Marissa Milgram begins this AB with a 1-0 count. 2 away here, 2 on for the Spartans. This one floated up eye level for Taplin. She'll take it. 2-0 goes her count. Taplin over at first, Myrtle at second. Next offering from Milgram, going to be a swing and a miss. It is going to get by Taplin, number 14. With the swing and the miss, get the first strike of the AB. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Laconia up 15. Looking to do some more damage. Another pitch floated up to about that eye level of Taplin. 3 balls, 1 strike on Taplin. The 2 Taplins, number 8 and 9 in the order, so after this one, we'll go right back up to the top. Here a swing and a liner off to center field. Miller drops down to the knees. Able to make the catch above the head, and that will be out number 3 in the bottom half of inning number 4. 5th inning coming your way. Vaughn Ullum on the call. Laconia with the 15-0 lead here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Scout Harvey now up to lead off the Shaker Heights offense. 11 strikeouts for the Shaker Heights offense. They've been able to draw one walk, and Eleanor Miller, we just saw, got a double out to center field to draw the very first hit for the Shaker Heights softball squad. Harvey swings through strike number 1. This pitch down low from number 22, Myrtle. Myrtle unable to rack up the strikeouts like the other pitcher was, the other pitcher being Schultz, number 11. Schultz, through her 3 innings, were able to get every single out as a strikeout. 3 innings, 9 strikeouts for Schultz. Did walk 1, and that was Harper Thornton in the 2-hole. And here a swing and a liner off to right field. Harvey able to get base knock number 2 for the Red Raiders. And first batter on for Shaker Heights here as we begin the top half of the 5th inning. Marissa Milgram coming in. It's going to be her first hacks at things. So it's going to be Milgram in for Hauk. Hauk was over and right, but now it's going to be Milgram handling the duties at the 6th spot. And here, Harvey going to take a little bit of a late break to it. And, ooh, almost thrown out, a bit of a rough throw from the catcher. And so Shaker Heights now threatening runner in scoring position with nobody out. Shaker Heights threatening to avoid a shutout. Next pitch here, up high on Milgram. And now here, next pitch off to Milgram. Bit of a late swing to it. Harvey getting back in at second. Milgram now with the 1-ball, 2-strike count. Nobody out just yet. Milgram and an RBI opportunity here. And this pitch way up high. A good lead that time from Harvey. As we were saying, Harvey, one of the new additions to this Shaker Heights softball squad, someone you gotta watch out for come those Heights games where Harvey is really going to be dangerous. Milgram needing to get out of the way of that one. That one almost came in hot and resulted in an easy first base trip for Milgram. But that time didn't go in on her. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch up high. Ooh, ruled strike 3. Milgram frustrated with the call. No surprises. And so out will come Amelia Chevreau, also in the RBI opportunity. Tried for the bunt. Couldn't get it to lay down. Chevreau, the second baseman in today's affair, struck out her first time up. Now 12 strikeouts to the Red Raiders offense. Chevreau, number 8, swings through this one. Strike 2. Shaker Heights here at least wants to get through 1 run, especially when he got the lead-off knock. And now here's another swing and a miss this time from Chevreau, and that's going to be strikeout number 13 for the Spartans. Again, 9 coming off of Schultz. That's going to be number 4 for Myrtle. So 2 away now, still that runner in scoring position, Harvey over at second. And now it's up to James to try and get that RBI in. Here, Harvey with a dive head first in the second. She is safe. Took a little bit of a hefty lead, and right now, why not be aggressive? She'll take the lead again. Another pitch up high. There's ball one. We're even on a count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 15-0. Laconia with the lead. Shaker Heights threatening to avoid a shutout. And here, a liner in the third. Oh, just foul. The Shaker Heights baseball squad up here in the stands with me got a little amped up. That was close, but just not there. And so that'll be strike number 2 on James. We'll see. With the way Shaker Heights has been swinging at the upstairs stuff, can imagine she'd go back to it in her arsenal here, and indeed she will. But here a pop-up off to left in foul territory. Laconia's third baseman will handle, and there is out number 3. So we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Shaker Heights down by 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the ball game. We ask that both teams make sure they duck it as clear all trash before they leave. It is also
And so we'll see. Oh, no, they're going to call it here. Indeed, at the 15-run mercy roll through 4 innings of hitting, Laconia was able to rack up 17 hits, 15 runs, also 7 defensive errors from the Shaker Heights squad, 0 for the Laconia squad. So through the very first softball scrimmage for the Shaker Heights softball squad, they were able to rack up a couple of hits, but it just came too late in the pitching standpoint. Harvey was dangerous early on, and that's going to be a name that we're going to be seeing later on in the season against GCC opponents. Harvey is going to be a name to keep an eye out. A lot of those pitches went in for strikes, unfortunately, for the Laconia squad. Again, runner-ups in the state of Wisconsin last season. They were just able to get bat to ball, and that's how they were able to win 15-0 through a 5-inning mercy rule. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to be back with you as the baseball team will be facing off against General McLean at 6:30 right back here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call.